Hey friends, welcome to today's video where we will be making a healthy avocado chocolate mousse. I said it, avocado. I know, it sounds nasty, but trust me, it is amazing. This chocolate mousse is keto friendly, paleo friendly, it can be modified to be vegan, and trust me, it is decadent and rich. If you're new here, I'm Savvy Sophia. This is a lifestyle channel where I share my savvy tips with you and bring a positive vibe to your day. Hit that subscribe button. I'm new to YouTube. It helps me out a lot. And come on, let's get started. Thank you to Chocolate Covered Katie, the healthy dessert blogger who inspired this video. I will be linking her recipe in the description box below, as well as the comment cards. We're going to begin with our ingredient list. You are going to need 2 ripe avocados. I have 2 right here that were starting to go bad on my kitchen counter. Great way to use them up and not let them go to waste. Next, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. I have this Hershey's cocoa. If you prefer things with a darker taste, you could go dark, or maybe you have a different brand that you prefer. Next, you are going to need a 1/4 cup of Dutch cocoa, or in this case, I have chocolate chips. We're going to be melting those later. Now, I will warn you, if you are vegan or if you're sugar-free, do not use chocolate chips, just your standard ones. They do have sugar, they do have milk products in them. So that's why I pulled out my cacao nibs. When I was doing the Whole30 diet, I love these. If you are paleo or if you're sugar-free, this could be another option. Just keep in mind, you may need to compensate with a little bit of the sweeteners that we'll talk about in a second. Next, you're gonna need 3 to 4 tablespoons of your milk of choice. So for those of you who do partake in dairy, I'm using a 2% milk fat, reduced fat milk. If you are vegan or dairy free, we have this almond milk. This is my favorite one from Trader Joe's. Next, we're gonna need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you are on a strict diet with no alcohol, perhaps like Whole30, you'll wanna use vanilla beans as opposed to vanilla extract because it does have a low alcohol content. Next, we're gonna need 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So really just a pinch. I'm not sure if I'll be physically measuring that one. Next, you're going to need sweetener to taste. A 1/4 cup of maple syrup can do well, or if you are not partaking in syrup or other sugar-like substitutes, you can boil down some dates, you guys. This is something I did when I was on the Whole30 diet. Boil some water, throw some dates in, and you can either blend it to create sort of a paste, or you can strain it and just use the liquid that comes out of it. It's almost like a simple syrup, but made from nature. So those are ingredients today. Hopefully you saw how you can modify and you have options no matter what your dietary needs are. Let's move on to next steps. So now you've seen the ingredient list, let's get started with our steps. This is a no-bake recipe, so no oven needed. You will need a blender, and you'll also need a knife, a spatula, a spoon, some little bowls, and a microwave. The first thing you're gonna do is cut open your avocado, and we're gonna scoop out the flesh with a spoon. Oh, that one came right out. So we have our avocado prepared. You may have noticed that I did not film the whole time that I was getting the avocado out of the skin, and there's a reason for that. When you have really ripe avocados, it's gonna get messy. Don't worry, they're still good. As you can see, my cutting board is not aesthetically pleasing, but I digress. We will move on to our chocolate chips. Put them into a microwave safe bowl. Here are mine. And we're gonna microwave these on high for 30 seconds at a time. Stir in between and keep going until it melts. But be careful because it can and will burn if you leave it unattended. The earlier batch, that happened to me, so trust me. Looking good. This is the consistency we're going for. Now, as soon as this gets cooled, it's gonna harden, so you need to make sure we add this to our ingredient mix in the blender right away. Wish I had a mini spatula right now. Now, I know there are much more professional ways to melt chocolate chips through a double boiler, but this is gonna be the easiest, fastest way. So the rest of the recipe is really simple. You're just going to add all the ingredients we talked about into the blender and blend until it is creamy and whipped. Keep in mind, if you made any substitutions due to vegan, keto, paleo, Whole30, you name it, you'll be making those throughout this portion. Cocoa powder dust, beware. It's looking good. You're gonna wanna just take your spatula and push down all of that beautiful cocoa powder. And if you have a mediocre blender like I do, make sure there aren't any chunks stuck at the bottom. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna move from medium to high, and I'm trying to get more air into this mousse so it gets nice and light and whipped. And that's it. That took us, what, a couple minutes? This is gonna be so good. I can't wait to try it. As you can see, I have my #1 fan here, Diego, who's really hoping for a taste. If only chocolate wasn't poisonous, buddy. Now, if you're still not sold on how delicious this chocolate mousse is, let's give it the husband test. Patrick?
Let's try this. Light, chocolatey, it's pretty fluffy. Doesn't taste like avocado, it tastes more like a really light pudding.
Ooh,
love it.
Bon appetit. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like this, leave me a comment below with your ideas. I'm definitely interested in the idea of finding recipes and making them more healthy. Again, I'm new to YouTube, so hit that subscribe button, help me out. I'm Savvy Sophia, and I'll see you next time.